So I'll try to keep the science jargon to a minimum as much as possible. But one of the main questions we're often asked is, well, why are you working with DMT? And really, the more research and the more effort you put into really looking into dimethyltryptamine, it starts to become a question of, well, why wouldn't I work on DMT? And it really has an excellent safety profile, similar to psilocybin, a much quicker onset, offset for a shorter duration of action. It has some unique mechanism of action qualities, which we won't get into today, but we're very interested in that side of it as well. It's one of the only endogenous psychedelics, meaning that you can find it in humans, you find it in a lot of other animals and plants. And really for us, with our backgrounds in natural products chemistry, it's just kind of the ultimate natural product. And really, from a microdosing standpoint as well, it's one of the only psychedelics to have data to back up at sub-psychedelic dosing that it still maintains the neurogenesis and neuroplastic properties. Now, one of the major things that's always talked about with DMT is the fact that alone and in pure form, it is not orally bioavailable. Even Dr. Rick Strassman in DMT, the Spirit Molecule, talks about psilocybin as being really an orally active DMT. And so that's really what we decided to target with Psilera was how can we find better ways to get DMT into the body that are non-invasive and are patient-friendly. I think everybody here can probably agree that the idea of having an IV or needle in your arm while you're inducing a psychedelic experience might not be optimal. So there are two avenues formulation-wise that we're looking at that Chris has already mentioned. The main one right now is the transdermal patch, and the graph on the right is really just showing you the goal of a transdermal patch in this case. We have often the peaks and valleys associated with a psychedelic experience. We're really looking to flatten that and make it so that you're just above the therapeutic level for an extended amount of time without necessarily inducing hallucinogenic properties. And that's going to be optimal, especially for indications that might not need those psychedelic effects or those high doses. Now, there are always indications that, I know the jury's still a bit out on the hallucinogenic side, whether it's necessary or not. But we are also doing the intranasal formulation that Chris mentioned, and that's going to be the higher dose option that is also still considered less invasive and not as undesirable as needles might be.